Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Bioenergetics with Devaraj. And today I'm very excited to have as a guest Martin Andersson from Sweden. And why I'm so excited is because since the journey started in December 2019, and then I created a part 2 facilitator training, Martin is the first guy to have graduated from that. So I just want to say, well done, Martin. You are awesome.
Thank you.
I mean it, man. So I'm not going to rattle on too much, but it would be lovely to hear a bit from you about your experience, how you managed to keep going, and what was easy, what was hard, that kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. Sounds great. So yeah, I just completed like a week ago or something. So I pretty much got onto the part 2 right when I was done with the journey, actually. And I at first I kind of had my doubts as to whether it was right for me to do it, or if I really had it in me to be able to be a facilitator in this particular area. You know, all this kind of drama going on, you know, should I do it, shouldn't I do it? But I ended up, you know, just deciding, hey, let's just do it and see what happens. And I'm glad I did, because it was a very rewarding thing to do, actually. And I think that after doing the journey, I would have to say that not many things feel very challenging after doing that first year. And I guess that everybody who is on the journey or has done the journey can understand what I mean, because it's quite a challenge to go through the full year. Or I mean, it doesn't have to be a year. It could be, you know, the amount of time you decide to put on it. It could be longer. But I actually had kind of fears going into the year 2 that it was going to be like way more intense and way harder and, you know, stuff like that. But I have to say that you know, the toughest weeks for me to do, you know, in terms of the postures were definitely on the journey, and not the second year. You know, in terms of how intense they are. Of course, there are a couple of weeks in year 2 that are quite grueling as well. But you know, I'm guessing this is very subjective. But for me, I thought that the journey was more intense, actually. But still, the year 2, I really did got deeper in there into my own process as well, because, you know, we have these every 2 weeks, you know, we get together and we practice leading, and doing that really deepened my own process as well. So I think that the advice I would have to anyone who is kind of on the fence, you know, should I do it, shouldn't I do it, just, you know, don't think so much about it and just do it. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. What was your original motivation to begin? Had you been doing bio before, or what kind of? Because I think you signed up pretty close to when the course originally got released in December 2000.
Yeah, I signed up on day 1, actually. Because I had, you know, I discovered your channel like 2 or 3 months before the journey started, and the journey started in like early December or something, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, so I discovered the channel a couple of months before that and started doing exercises, but it was kind of hard to do it on my own, because I didn't really have enough knowledge and understanding about how to kind of tailor the exercises together. So when the journey was launched, I you know, we just got on there pretty much immediately, because I felt like this really good for me. You know, I had, of course, noticed that doing the postures on my own, but to really get that kind of structure to it that you brought into the journey was very good for me. Yeah.
What I recall about you was like because quite a few people signed up in the first few months and stuff like that. And, some were every week, or initially every month, we'd have this kind of Zoom sharing and meeting, and we got through the whole year pretty much. And I hadn't heard from you at all. So, I mean, not everybody came along to that, and not everybody was involved in the chat group and that. And suddenly I had this chap, Martin, kind of coming at me saying, "Hey, I want to do part 2." And I was like, "Whoa, I didn't even know this guy was still hanging in there and doing it." So we had a chat on Zoom or something like that. And I felt you, and I felt you were very heart-centered, and that you'd really come from a good place, and that you had a good intention, so I was very happy to take you onto part 2, because, for me as the course tutor, I also have to be, with part 1, it's a little bit like, yes, you can do that for your own personal development and go through. But if people, and it's also like a challenge to get through to the other end, it is most definitely a challenge. And then if you come through that, and you want to be a facilitator, then I have to take a bit more care, because finally, of course, I feel responsible for anyone I graduate, that they're going to be out in the world doing this. And, that's a big responsibility for me. But I'm super happy that you've done it, that you've come through, and you've got a beautiful heart, man. I was also moved. I don't know if you care to share it, but there's one story you told me about why you got involved in self-development around your son, and that really, I don't know if you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think it was the incident where I overheard him saying that my father can't cry. Was that the thing? Yeah. So that kind of became, I don't know how you would put it in English, but the kind of straw that broke the camel's back or something, that really kind of forced me to get into it, because I didn't really, I felt like he would perhaps have to pick up too much of my own stuff. And now I felt like, hey, I have to do something about this, because my life after that, it has changed quite radically, for the better, I might add. So everything now is looking very good.
Your relationship with your son is good now, you think?
Oh yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
great.
Yeah,
I don't have any kids myself, so I don't have anything to compare it with. But I was very moved by that story, and that you just overheard that and said, right, I'm going to change this. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. And also, now that you've completed part 2, I mean, there is a part 3, which is just me. You have to record some sessions that you do with other people, or invite me live if that's viable, and then I just supervise 5 sessions or 5 hours of teaching, and then you get a final graduation. But you've graduated as a student for insurance now. And what's your intention? Do you have ambition? Do you have anything going on with it right now that you want to take out into Sweden or on the internet, or?
Yes, I do. So I have my first kind of workshop in a little over 1 week. So there's this retreat being held quite close to me, where they're doing yoga and stuff, and I reached out to them and told them about bioenergetics, and I said, hey, I can come and do a workshop with you guys if you want to, and they said yes. So that's on the agenda. So that's going to be like the first time, and after that I'm going to do a sort of internet thing, because I can't really fly you to Sweden for every.
Yeah, sure. You don't. I know it's a bit crazy, that kind of thing, but like
for every like occasion. But I'm thinking like when I go to this retreat, it's going to also be a way to kind of recruit people to the online, to the online sessions, and I'm gonna either I record the online sessions, or you can come and watch them live. So that's my plan, at least. But I still have a job that I'm very satisfied with, so it's not I'm not gonna it's gonna be something I do on the side. But who knows in the future, but as of now, I'm not gonna, it's not gonna be like my my source of income or anything.
Well, that's great that you're taking it out into the world. That makes me feel really good. There's this kind of sense, like, I don't know, these little flowers that spore, and other spores come, and then flow something out into the world. And I know, you know, what I love about this training also is when you graduate, you know, then you've really been through a process and you're ready to bring it out in your own way as well. You know, I'm not overly restrictive. Sometimes people come to me and they want me to just give them straight advice about how they can teach bioenergetics. And it's like, well, you know, you have to go through a bit of a process first, but once you've been through the process, then you're ready to, you have to kind of internalize what I know. And then once you've done that, then you're ready to bring your own slant in. So I'm really happy that you've done it, Martin. I think you're a beautiful man, and
thank you.
I'm super happy. I'm super happy it's happened. Great.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you for coming on.